Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad to have you here. This is my first video that I'll be uploading, and running things is hilarious. So I'm going to be sharing quite a few things around my small business here in New Zealand and motherhood and just a whole range of things. So I thought I'd jump on and have a wee chat about how I got into my small business, especially with having young ones, and how I did that on maternity leave. I'm just going to keep it real. I do have a 10-month-old. She's very busy and she requires a lot of attention. So, you know, I'm just going to keep it real and have a chat with you guys on here while she's here. Does that sound good? Does it sound good, Riley? So last year in August, I was coming up to the kind of end of my maternity leave, and I knew I had to go back to work. So I was trying to think of ways to produce an income without having to go back, because I really didn't want to go back after 6 months. I mean, 6 months is just such a short time. And, you know, I got a bit worried and I felt a bit anxious about it. So I started kind of coming up with ideas of things that I could do to create an extra income while my husband worked full time. And that process was quite long. I kind of went through days where I would, you know, doubt myself, and then I'd have a chat to other people around me. So I had a chat with friends and family and asked them what they thought, what am I good at, my strengths and things like that. And, you know, I found that I really enjoyed making things. I love using my hands. I love creating things. So a passion for creating and designing and things like that came quite naturally. I just needed to kind of tap into that a little bit more. So that's kind of where it came from. Yes. We are back. So as I was saying, my passion for creating and designing was always there. I just needed to tap into that and get a little bit more creative and come up with ways to produce an income. So I started making macrame rainbows, and you know, they were very small. They were just little macrame rainbows for hanging, and you know, I just kept making them. And then as I was making them, I was thinking, you know, I really want to keep doing this, but I want to make them different, because I know there are some rainbows that you may come across and they're just like your standard bright rainbow colors. And I thought, how cool would it be to make some beautiful neutral rainbows, or something different, something that, you know, I hadn't seen before, which I'm sure they were probably already out there. So I did some research, and I basically just learned myself through YouTube videos and tutorials, and just kept practicing. And my first customer was a friend of mine who ordered a beautiful pink rainbow for her niece, and you know, I had the packaging ready, and I made that and I posted that on my little Instagram page that I had, and I just got an amazing amount of feedback from that design. And from there it just kind of went boom, like people were interested in ordering them, and they just really loved that design. And then, you know, from there it just kind of grew, my passion grew, my my desire to keep learning and to keep getting better at what I was doing. So that's kind of how I came into this small business. And you know, it is still small and I'm still growing, I'm still learning every day. And I have my days, I have my weeks and my months. It's hard. It's definitely not easy. And one thing I would say to especially mothers that are thinking of getting into a small business, there actually is never a right time to start. You know, it's going to be hard. There's going to be good days and bad days, but I think waiting for your ducks to be lined up, you know, A to Z, probably isn't the best idea, because as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, you kind of have to have the opposite mindset, which is, you know, you're going to take risks, you're going to invest into your business, you're going to lose out probably in the first year. It may not be very profitable to begin with, and those are all the things that you have to take into consideration when you want to start a small business. You kind of have to go in, you know, knowing that it may not work out, and also you have to go in with a positive mindset as well, obviously. But yeah, it's a really good idea to just jump straight into it. And depending on what type of business that is, I can only speak for people who are creating things and making things, because currently that's what I'm doing, that's the field I'm in. But yeah, if you're a creator and a designer, I say go for it. Create something, keep practicing. You'll get better and better at your craft the more you practice, and you will see that as you grow. And if you've got a social media page, if you've got Instagram, you'll get feedback. You'll be able to see what your audience likes, what they may not like, what they may not be interested in. So just get a gauge of where people are at with what you've created, and you can always start again. You can always go, hey, that didn't work, so I'll get on to the next thing and start creating more things. And I think that's what happened with me as well. Like, there were some things that I created that I really liked, but there wasn't a lot of interest in a certain product. So I didn't stop me from continuing. I just kept going and kept pushing through and kept creating, and we've found a crowd favorite, so that's good. And I will just keep pushing. I'll just keep going, keep creating, and just doing what I love to do. And my encouragement to you as a mother is to just go for it. Go for it. If you've found something that you love doing, yes, and you have little ones like this, don't let it stop you from reaching your potential. Don't let it stop you from, branching out and starting a business. You can do it with kids. It's hard. It is hard. It's hard to have things all pretty, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's hard. It is very, very hard. But you make it work, and you make it work around your family. So, you create a routine, and however that looks. I work mostly when Riley's sleeping, so she'll have 2 big sleeps during the day, and that's when I get most of my orders done, and then at night time. So, I'm there to pick the kids up from school at 3, and there's some flexibility there. But then there are weeks where I'm so busy, I just don't have time for anything else. So housework does get neglected. It does, yes. And sometimes you don't sleep, but that's okay, yeah. And so I've found with running a business is there will be days where you feel like you just can't get anything done. I've had so many days like that. So you know what, instead of beating myself up about it, instead of being negative, I just say to myself, look, it's not working today. And I have that option to not work. So if it's a day where she's teething or she's had a really bad night, I shut everything off and I focus on her, because my family will always come first, and their health will always come first before anything. So if it gets too much, I just clock off completely. People are great. People, you can always message people and say, hey, your order is going to be pushed out a week from now due to this circumstance. And the majority of people have just been so supportive. So it's really cool to be able to connect with other mothers over on Instagram. And if you were one of the mothers that did reach out to me, I'd be happy to chat anytime. It looks like I need to get this baby to sleep. I think I've said enough. So the main takeaway from that, what was it, Riley? What was it? Do it, wasn't it? Just do it. Yeah, if you've got a passion for something, yeah, dive right in and do it and see where you go. Yeah. There's just so many opportunities out there. There's so many opportunities on social media at the moment. And yeah, so if you want to chat, just know that my messages, my DMs are open. You can head over to Instagram and follow me on Riley's Room New Zealand, and I'd love to have you there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed just a little bit of my journey, and subscribe to my channel, give us a like, and I will see you next time. Thank you.